दृष्टुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युं नमाम्यहम्. We have discussed the preparation of aldehydes and ketones and methods for the preparation of aldehydes only. We have taken the mnemonics as HOD, the hydrolysis of alkyl gem dihalide, hydration of alkyne, oxidation of alcohols, then ozonolysis of alkene, dehydrogenation of alcohol, and the dry distillation of calcium salts of carboxylic acid to prepare both aldehyde and ketone. And specific method for preparation of aldehyde we taken, that is Rhodman's reduction by taking acid chloride, reducing it by heating with hydrogen and palladium supported by barium sulfate, and this is called Lindlar's catalyst. Children, a question may come to you, what is Lindlar's catalyst? This palladium supported by barium sulfate, so this barium sulfate poisons the catalytic activity of palladium. Otherwise, the aldehyde formed may be reduced to primary alcohol. Hence, this is barium, by using barium sulfate, this forms palladium sulfate. The palladium free atom is not available for hydrogenation. Hence, this catalyst is called Lindlar's, Lindelar. What is Lindlar's catalyst? The palladium in presence of hydrogen supported by barium sulfate. We cannot prepare formaldehyde by this method and ketones by this method. Then we have discussed that when an acid nitrile, alkane nitrile, is reduced by heating with hydrogen in presence of stannous chloride and HCl, it forms aldamine hydrogen chloride, which upon hydrolysis to warm water forms the aldehyde. So these are the methods. Now we will come to the structure of aldehydes and ketones. So always remember, whenever this property of a chemical compound is a linear function of its structure. So you have read in coordinate geometry, y is equal to mx. Equation for straight line is a linear equation, that when the straight line is passing through origin, y is equal to mx plus c is equation where the c is intercept. So in chemistry, I say that y is the chemical property, is that mx is a structure, c some etc is added to that. So if you understand the structure of the chemical compound whose properties we are going to study, we can better understand the properties of this. Now we will come to what are the structure of carbonyl compounds. So when I say carbonyl compounds, I say aldehydes, carbonyl compounds. So what are carbonyl compounds? Those compounds which contain carbonyl group are called as carbonyl compounds. So this is the carbonyl group, and the carbonyl group is oxygen atom, and this is there, both aldehyde and ketone. When you have, this is RHCO, it is aldehyde, and when it is RRCO, it is ketone. So this is aldehyde and that is ketone. So to understand the property of aldehyde and ketone, in most of the properties, who will determine the reactivity? The carbonyl group. So what is a carbonyl group? In the carbonyl group, the carbon atom is in sp2 hybrid state, and oxygen atom is also in the sp2 hybrid state. This is a sigma bond formed by the sp2 hybrid orbital of carbon. So this sigma bond, carbon oxygen sigma bond, is formed by the overlapping up of sp2 orbital of carbon and sp2 orbital of oxygen, and this pi bond is formed by the lateral overlapping up of p orbital of carbon and p orbital of oxygen. And oxygen atom has two unshared pair of electrons. And these bonds, three bonds, there is a one sigma bond, there is another sigma bond, and there is a sigma bond. These three sigma bonds, they are at a 120 degree. The bond angle in carbonyl groups are 120 degree, and it is a trigonal shape. This is in the, because of sp2 hybridization, it's trigonal shape and coplanar molecule. So both aldehyde and ketone, both are planar molecules. So when a carbon atom bonded to an atom of higher electronegativity having a sigma bond and pi bond, then that pi bond develops the character of getting delocalized towards the oxygen, toward the atom of higher electronegativity. That you have read in the displacement of electron, inductive effect, and also as well as the electromagnetic effect and resonance. I have discussed to you while discussing the electron displacement in chemical compounds. Now when you come to this carbon atom, here in this we have carbon oxygen, this sigma bond is there. So electronegativity of oxygen is 3.5 and carbon is 2.5. So there is always a drift of electron takes place towards oxygen. There is always a drift of electron takes place towards oxygen, and oxygen atom has delta negative charge, the carbon atom has delta positive charge. So both the same thing will happen in aldehyde, same thing will happen in ketone, because both contain the carbonyl group. Here also will have a delta negative charge, here you will have delta positive charge, delta negative charge, delta positive charge. So because of this carbonyl group, both aldehyde and ketone, they are dipolar. They are dipole, they act as a dipole. So if you once understand this, then you can explain the physical properties of aldehydes and ketones and chemical properties of aldehyde and ketone. So when you come to the carbon, I am first explaining you the structure of carbonyl group, then I will attract your attention with the knowledge of carbonyl group to aldehyde and ketone. So this is what is prima facie carbonyl group. So what is happening always? What is a pi electron? I have been telling you the pi bond is a loosely held electron cloud, more diffused into the space. So it is always oscillating between carbon and oxygen, loosely held. So the electron, and what is the oxygen atom? Higher, almost 1.5 times more electronegative than carbon. So what the oxygen atom will be doing? What is electronegativity? The electronegativity is defined as the force with which the covalent pair is attracted towards the atom of toward the atom in a covalent molecule. Hence, there will be always a pull of electron going towards oxygen. So this carbonyl group has it acts as a dipole. This acts as a dipole. So the dipole moment of this carbonyl compounds comes from around 2.7 to 2.85. 2.7 to 2.85 dBi. So that means there is a very strong dipole. Why strong dipole? Now because two lone pairs of electrons are there, negative charge. Then what more? If you come to the carbonyl group, the carbon atom, the oxygen atom has a two unshared pair of electrons, and this is the pi bond, and carbon atom has delta positive charge and this negative charge. So this carbon atom has a carbonium character. This has a carbonium. So the carbonyl carbon in both aldehyde and ketones have a carbonium character. Is a carbocation character. What is that? Delta positive charge. What is that? Electron deficient. Electron deficient. So it acts as an electron deficient site in the molecule. So if a position, if a site in the molecule is electron deficient, so there will be a low pressure. There will be low pressure. So whenever there is a low pressure takes place, the air goes towards that point. Here also the carbon atom of carbonyl group has delta positive charge, the carbonium character, so it will attract the negative charge towards it. So both aldehyde and ketone will have a tendency, the carbon atom of both aldehyde and ketone will have a tendency to attract a negative charge towards it. What is a negative charge? Nucleophile. So the carbon atom will be attracting a nucleophile towards it. Then what is oxygen atom? Oxygen atom has delta negative character and two lone pairs of electrons. So a dense negative electron and a dense negative charge is there concentrated at the oxygen atom. Hence whole molecule, though is a covalent compound, but whole molecule is a reactive. So both aldehydes and ketones, they have chemical reactivity. So there is a reactivity site at the carbonium character. The carbon atom has a carbonium character and the oxygen atom has delta negative. So this bond, so when an attacking agent comes, it can attack. So this bond can easily break. This can easily break. And the nucleophile will come to the carbon. So carbon atom will attract a nucleophile towards it. The pi bond will break. First the nucleophile will go attack the carbon. Then the rest part will go to the oxygen. Hence the carbonyl compounds will undergo nucleophilic addition reaction. So most of the reactions involving chemical properties of aldehyde and ketone as a function of the structure that explains such, it will undergo nucleophilic addition reaction. It will have a tendency to undergo nucleophilic addition reaction, the pi bond will break. And this carbonyl group now exhibits resonance. Now if you come to that, the carbonyl group can be represented as a resonance hybrid of, so this has two lone pairs of electrons and electronegativity 3.5, this 2.5. So the pair of electron moves towards oxygen. So what will happen? So this will have another structure, carbon, single bond oxygen, and the electron pair has come to oxygen, this minus, and this has, and this is a full positive charge. So the carbonyl group can be represented by two resonating structures. This is one resonating structure and the other is the resonating structure of carbonyl group. So these are the resonating structures of carbonyl group. So this A is a resonating structure and this B is a resonating structure, and this carbonyl group can be represented as a resonance hybrid of carbon and oxygen, and here is a negative charge, here is delta positive charge, this is C, and this is the resonance hybrid of carbonyl group, and this is dipolar. So and here the structure B is purely polar, it is a polarity. So that means it indicates such this pi bond of the carbonyl group has a strong tendency to undergo cleavage to produce a carbonium ion, and this carbonium ion is electron deficient, hence will attract a nucleophile towards it, and the positive part of the addendum will go to oxygen and it will add the molecule. Hence this explains such the carbonyl group has a tendency to undergo nucleophilic addition reaction in both aldehyde and ketone. So both aldehyde and ketone, they give this reaction. Now if you come to this, if you take this carbonyl group, we will go to the three compounds we have in our syllabus: formaldehyde, acetaldehyde and acetone. with reference to their structures. And what more? So now with this idea, now let's take the formaldehyde, write the structure for formaldehyde, acetaldehyde and acetone and study their structure. So then we can decide about their physical and chemical properties very easily. Now if you come in formaldehyde, the two hydrogen atoms are bonded to the carbonyl group. And this is the acetaldehyde. The carbonyl carbon is bonded to a methyl group and a hydrogen atom. And in acetone, the carbonyl carbon is bonded to two methyl groups and oxygen this. And what is here? Here is delta positive charge, delta negative charge. Here is delta positive charge and here is delta negative charge. Here is delta negative charge. Here is delta positive charge. Let us see the formaldehyde. In formaldehyde, this is the carbonyl carbon. So these two hydrogen atoms are very reactive. Why? There is a positive charge at carbon atom. Since there is a positive charge at carbon atom, so there will be displacement of electron of hydrogen towards carbon. So this hydrogen, both the hydrogen atoms, they are called the formyl hydrogen. So these hydrogen atoms are called as formyl hydrogen. Formyl hydrogen is called as formyl hydrogen, or it is also called as lone hydrogen. Lone hydrogen. Both the hydrogens are alone, so they are very reactive. And this formaldehyde has two lone hydrogen atoms, so very reactive. It will has a two hydrogen atom very reactive state. Hence this molecule will be having a reducing character, strong reducing character. The formaldehyde will react. Now the moment we come to acetaldehyde, here is a carbonium ion character and oxygen. Now in acetaldehyde, the carbonyl carbon is bonded to a methyl group covalently, and this methyl group is a electron releasing group. We have read in inductive effect while discussing. So this is electron releasing group. What it does? It does the plus I effect. So there is a plus I effect of methyl group. So the positive charge upon the carbonyl carbon in acetaldehyde is less than that of formaldehyde. Do you understand this? Because of plus I effect, of the methyl group, the positive charge density upon the carbon atom of the carbonyl group will be less than that of the formaldehyde. So it is less electron deficient than this. Hence, the nucleophilic addition reaction will be less in acetaldehyde than formaldehyde. Or the carbon atom of acetaldehyde will, the attraction towards the attraction of the nucleophile toward the carbon atom will be less than that of formaldehyde, or formaldehyde will be more reactive than acetaldehyde. What more? Now alkyl group is a paraphenic group. It is a nonpolar group. So the formaldehyde is reactive. Because of the presence of the methyl group, the reactivity of formaldehyde will decrease in acetaldehyde. So this hydrogen, here there is only one hydrogen atom, formyl hydrogen atom, but here are two hydrogen atoms, they are the formyl hydrogen atoms. So here the reactivity will decrease. Now when you come to the acetone, the carbonyl carbon is bonded to two methyl groups, and both the methyl groups are electron releasing group. So this has plus I effect and this has plus I effect. So this methyl group exhibits plus I effect, this methyl group exhibits plus I effect. So the positive charge density at the carbonyl carbon will be less in acetone than that of acetaldehyde, than that of formaldehyde. So the nucleophile will be less attracted towards the carbon atom of acetone than acetaldehyde than formaldehyde. And so far the reactivity is concerned, now the acetone will be less reactive than the acetaldehyde, and then the formaldehyde. So now if you come to the order of reactivity, order of reactivity will be the formaldehyde HCHO is more reactive than acetaldehyde, more reactive than acetone. So this may be a question to you, 12th class students. You will have a question this, the order of reactivity, explain the order of reactivity of aldehydes and ketones. So the ketones are less reactive for nucleophilic addition reaction than aldehyde, and formaldehyde is most reactive than acetaldehyde and acetone. And the reactivity of formaldehyde is much more in most of the reactions, is much more pronounced. Then what more we can say? If you go on increasing the number of alkyl groups, the reactivity of the carbonyl group will be decreasing. The carbonyl group, I have explained you, the carbonyl group, the carbon atom has a positive charge, carbonium character, oxygen character. If we go on increasing the size of the bulk of the alkyl group, two things will operate here. Alkyl groups are bigger groups, so they occupy more space in they will occupy more space. Hence, they will create a bulk effect that is called steric hindrance. So the steric hindrance, if you take in formaldehyde, there is no steric hindrance. The nucleophile will attack from any side. But if you come to acetaldehyde, there is one CH3 group. So one side is blocked, other sides are open. But the moment you come to acetone, two sides are blocked. So with the increase of, I can say here, with the increase of the alkyl group at the carbonyl carbon, the steric hindrance increases, plus I effect increases, the positive charge density upon the carbon atom decreases, or the carbonium character decreases. Hence, the order of reactivity of the carbonyl carbon or the carbonyl group decreases. Hence, the ketones are less reactive than the aldehydes. And when you compare the acetone, acetaldehyde, formaldehyde is more reactive than acetaldehyde, more reactive than acetone. Now, if you increase the bulk of in the homologous series, if you go to the homologous series, the number of alkyl groups increase. So this will become CH3, this is C2H5. Bulk will increase. So plus I effect will increase. Steric hindrance will increase. So positive charge density will decrease. Hence reactivity will decrease. Now if you make it C2H5, if you make it C2H5, pentanone, we will have pentanone. Then it is a propanone. If you come to butanone, reactivity will decrease. If you go to pentanone, still the reactivity will decrease because of two effects. One is called plus I effect and other is called the steric hindrance. So steric hindrance increases because of with the increase of bulk of the alkyl group, steric hindrance increases. So the approach of nucleophile decreases. Hence the reactivity also decreases along the homologous series of aldehyde and ketones. So far the nucleophilic addition reaction is concerned. Now when you come to this, this is the main reaction that aldehydes and ketones they will undergo. Then what more? So if you come to classify the chemical reactivity, so reactions involving, if you come to general aldehyde and ketone, keep aside the formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is a special case of aldehyde because RCHO is aldehyde. So formaldehyde is a special case of aldehyde. So when we will consider the general reaction, we will take only the acetaldehyde and acetone, and wherever there is a formaldehyde reaction, we will take the formaldehyde. So if you compare the acetaldehyde and acetone, the property of aldehyde and ketone, the reaction involving the alkyl group. There will be reaction involving the alkyl group. Will be there in aldehyde and there in ketone. Reactions involving the carbonyl group will be there in aldehyde and they will be there in ketone. Similar. So these two properties will be similar both for aldehyde and ketone. Reactions involving the alkyl group, RCOH alkyl group, RRCO alkyl group. So reactions involving alkyl group will be similar in aldehyde and ketone. One type of property. So they will explain that reactions involving the alkyl group. The reactions involving alkyl group, this will be similar both in case of aldehyde and ketone, and both contain carbonyl group. Both contain carbonyl group, and they will undergo nucleophilic addition reaction. That will also similar. Second type of reactions involving carbonyl group will be similar in this. Now difference will start here. Reactions involving lone hydrogen atom. This hydrogen atom is a aldehyde fermyl hydrogen atom or lone hydrogen. So these two will be similar. So alkyl group and carbonyl group, they will similar. Then comes reactions involving the lone hydrogen atom. So this hydrogen atom is also called acidic hydrogen atom. This hydrogen atom is also called acidic hydrogen atom. Why? Now because there is a positive charge here. So there will be a displacement of electron towards carbon. So this hydrogen atom will have a delta positive charge. There is also acidic hydrogen atom and our lone hydrogen atom, that will be, they will differ. In some reactions they will differ. And then comes reaction molecule as a whole. Reaction molecule as a whole. Four type of reaction they will exhibit molecule as whole. So if you come to the whole chemical properties from the structure of the aldehyde and ketone, that some reactions they will be similar, and the reactions involving carbonyl group and alkyl group, reactions involving lone hydrogen atom will be there in aldehyde, not in ketone, and reactions involving molecule as a whole will be differing in this. So in this both reactions they will differ, and here they will be similar. Now for your easy understanding, I am giving you just a hint today's class. So tomorrow class I will classify the chemical properties and explain this. So I can take reactions involving alkyl group, reactions involving carbonyl group, reactions involving lone hydrogen atom. I will give a mnemonics that here O Paras. So Paras is a girl, and the boy is telling, "Oh Paras, hear me." The chemical properties of aldehyde and ketone. The boy tells his friend, "Oh Paras" is the name of a girl, and here O Paras. So H. So this H is a reaction of alkyl group. EAR reaction of carbonyl group. O reactions involving lone hydrogen atom, and PARA reactions involving molecule as a whole, and S reactions involving the aldehyde group. So this is the mnemonics I give you. Very easily you can remember, and very easily, very systematically you can go on studying. Here O Paras, H reactions involving this H, I can say HEAR. Here O PARAS, I am taking this. So this H is the reaction of halogenation. The reaction of alkyl group is halogenation. It will undergo halogenation. And E is elimination of oxygen. Elimination of oxygen as water. And A, addition reaction, that nucleophilic addition reaction. And there is pi bond, this is reduction reaction. So this EAR is a reaction of carbonyl group, and this H is a reaction of alkyl group. H is a reaction of alkyl group. This will be similar, and this will be similar. And O, reaction of the lone hydrogen atom, that is there in aldehyde, not in ketone. O, P P is polymerization. Polymerization will go. This O is oxidation. O is oxidation, that is a lone hydrogen atom reaction. Polymerization reaction. Then A is the reaction with ammonia. R is resin, sorry, I'm not ammonia, aldol condensation. I'm sorry, it is aldol condensation. Very important reaction of aldehyde, aldol condensation. And R is resin formation. And A, this reaction is with ammonia. This reaction is with ammonia. So these are the reactions where this PARA, they are the reaction of molecule as a whole. The molecule as whole. Here they will differ. And there is a lone hydrogen atom, this will differ. Then S comes Gibbs reagent. So this is a reaction of aldehyde. So they are similar. Both aldehyde and ketone, they are similar in here. So they are similar will be what? There will be similar reactions. Both aldehyde and ketone will be similar in here. In here they will be similar and differ O-porous. So if a question comes to a student of second year, 12th class, what is a carbonyl, what are the reactions of carbonyl group, EAR? They are the reaction of carbonyl group. In what reactions the aldehyde differ from ketone, O-porous? Your answer will be O-porous. Compare the properties of acetaldehyde and acetone. You take O-porous. Write O-P-A-R-A-S, finished. Your answer is over. And you can remember them easily, you can understand them easily, you can revise them easily. So next class I will be going into this. So you read the aldehyde and ketone, then attend my next class. When we will have the next class, there we will be discussing the chemical properties of aldehyde and ketones in this way, and then we will discuss the physical properties of aldehyde and ketone after studying this. Thank you very much. So again I will appeal you subscribe our channel and like our channel, so that we will be following up, will follow our channel, and whenever we are going for a new uploading, you will be getting the notification to you. Thank you very much to be with us.